Pleasant morning to you all. Let us continue with the discussion of the chapter ecosystem. Previous class we had discussed about the components biotic and abiotic, how they interact in an ecosystem. An ecosystem consists of living component as well as the non-living component. Now, today we shall discuss about food chain and food web. What is a food chain? It is a series of living organisms that exhibit the interaction among themselves. That is the process of eating and being eaten. In simplified terms, who eats whom? For example, in any food chain, it starts always with the producer level. Clear? Producers means the plants, those who are the autotrophs that can manufacture their own food. So, the producers, the plants or the plant products are eaten by herbivores. Herbivores are then eaten by the carnivores, and with the death of the plant or the animal, they are eaten by the or consumed by the decomposers, which decompose their body. Got it? So, when we talk about a food chain, it means what? It is, like I said earlier also, simplified terms, who eats whom. Like for example, let us take one simple example, grass. Grass comes the producer level. Grass is eaten by deer, that is the herbivore level, and deer is eaten by lion. Grass is eaten by the deer and it itself being eaten by the lion. So in any food chain, 3 levels are required. One is producer level, one is consumer level, consumers, and the third are the decomposers. Food chain are of 2 types, that is aquatic food chain operating in ponds, lakes, got it? That is in the aquatic regions, and terrestrial ecosystem. You can cite the examples like the forest ecosystem, then you have the that is grassland ecosystem, and so on. Now when we talk about a food chain, like I told, grass, deer, lion, what do they represent? Trophic levels. What is a trophic level? It is the step in the food chain at which the living organism consumes food or there is transfer of energy. So what is, again I repeat, what is a trophic level? It is a step representing a step in a food chain at which the transfer of materials in the form of food and energy takes place. So grass is one trophic level, deer is one trophic level, lion is one trophic level. So it exhibits how the transfer of food and energy takes place from one living organism to the other. Clear? Now let us come to the food chain operating in a terrestrial ecosystem or aquatic ecosystem. So when we talk about the food chain, it can be of 2 steps, that is 2 trophic levels, 3 trophic levels, 4, 5, and so on. Like for example, a food chain of 2 steps, what it will be? Like plants, man, that is, we also they are omnivores. So when we consume cereal groups like wheat, rice, consumed by man, so it is a 2-step food chain. Got it? Then 3-step food chain, grass, deer, lion. Then let us take an example of a 4th-step food chain. You can cite the example, grass or leaves eaten by the next level, insects eaten by frog eaten by snake. So that is food chain consisting of 4 trophic level or 4 steps. 5 steps food chain, what do we find? Let us take an example, grass eaten by insects again eaten by frog eaten by snake, snake eaten by hawk or peacock. Clear? So each trophic level represents how the food consumed by the animal or the bird that is being transferred to the next level, and energy is also transferred. Now let us come to the aquatic ecosystem. What do we find? Let us take one example. Aquatic food step, algae, which are found in the aquatic region like pond ecosystem. Algae or phytoplanktons eaten by crustaceans or the protozoans. Got it? Or if you don't understand or don't remember what is protozoan or crustaceans, you can cite the example. Algae eaten by small fish. 2 step. Third step, 3 step aquatic food chain. How will you describe it? You can cite the example. Algae, phytoplankton eaten by protozoan. Protozoan, you have the examples of paramecium, amoeba. Then protozoans eaten by small fish. 3-step food chain. 4-step food chain in operating in an aquatic ecosystem. You have phytoplankton, that is the algae, eaten by protozoans. Protozoans eaten by small fish, large fish. Clear? Now again you can cite the examples of 5-step food chain. Algae eaten by zooplankton, or in other terms that is the protozoans eaten by small fish, then come to larger fish eaten by birds such as crane. Got it? So that becomes a 5-step food chain. Clear? Now let us come to another very most important term, food web. What is food web? It is a network of food chain operating in a biotic community. Got it? It is more stable as compared to food chain. Why? Because with the death of any one living organism doesn't mean that it collapses. Like for example, in a food chain, grass eaten by deer, deer eaten by lion. If the deer dies, suppose the deer dies, the lion, it cannot consume the grass, so the lion will ultimately die. Clear? So in a food chain, the death of any one trophic level leads to the collapsing of the food chain. But in a food web, it is not so. Got it? The living organisms have the option to survive or hunt or to look out for other options for the food. Like for example, in a food web, let me show you this one. In a food network of food chain, see, I have just written here, grass eaten by, you can have the examples here operating in a food chain. This part you can see the examples: grass, deer, lion, or eaten by tiger. Then suppose the deer is not present, the tiger or the lion can depend on smaller animals like wild cat or rabbit. Clear? So if the lion or the tiger does not have the option of finding the deer, it can opt for wild cat, it can opt for other group of animals. That means the carnivores, the top carnivores, have the option or have the facility of opting for other group or other living organisms for their food. Clear? So in a food web, what do we find? That it has more stability. Clear? As compared to food chain. Now after this we come to ecological pyramids. What are ecological pyramids? It is a graphical representation of food chain. Clear? It is in a pyramid form. Clear? In the pyramid, the producers will occupy the base level. Clear? Then the herbivores and the carnivores. Suppose grass, deer and lion. So when we talk about the pyramid of numbers, there are three types: pyramid of numbers, pyramid of biomass, and pyramid of energy. Clear? So in this case, what do we find? In the pyramid of numbers, the producer level, clear, will occupy their number will be more as compared to the next level, that is the herbivores. Their number will be more as compared to the top carnivore. Clear? So pyramid of numbers means what? It is the number of individuals occupying per unit area at that particular time of an ecosystem. Pyramid of energy, how the transfer of energy takes place from one trophic level to the other. Pyramid of biomass means the amount of dry weight or living matter that contains in an organism. Now next we come to how the interaction takes place between the organism. The first is symbiosis. Symbiosis means mutual relationship. Interaction between two living organisms for the mutual benefit. For example, like you talk about the rhizobium bacteria in the root nodules of leguminous plants. This bacteria, they live in the roots of these leguminous plant or the pulses family. The bacteria fixes the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates, and in return they get the food from the plants. Then you can cite one more example like lichens. Got it? It is an association, symbiotic association means mutual relationship, interaction between two living organisms, that is alga and fungus. Fungus absorbs the water and minerals from the soil, provides it to the alga or the algae, and the algae, what does it do? It prepares the food, provides it to the fungus. Then again we have one more example, mycorrhizae. It is a association, symbiotic relationship between two living organisms, roots of higher plants and fungus. The fungus absorbs water and minerals, provides it to the plant, and in return it gets it nutrients for its survival. This is a mutual relationship, benefit to both the living organism, but yet there are interaction between two living organisms which come under non-mutual symbiotic association. Got it? Or non-mutual relationship, in which the both the living organisms or the partners do not get mutual benefit. So in this case, what do you find? Like for example, parasitism. Parasitism means the interaction between two living organisms in which one is benefited and the other is harmed. Like you take the example of this one, tapeworm. Tapeworm resides in the intestine of animals like pig and human beings. So it absorbs the nutrients, the digested food, and in return it causes abdominal pain. Then you can cite the example of plants also. The cuscuta plant, it winds around the stem of the neighboring host plant and it sucks the sap of the host plant. Got it? Then we have one more non-mutual relationship or interaction between two living organisms, that is predation. It involves two living organisms, predator and prey. So predator, what is that? Living organism which hunts or kills other animals for food, while prey is the animal which is being hunted, like deer and lion. So in this case, lion is the predator, deer is the prey. So this type of interactions exhibits in nature in an ecosystem. Clear? So let us go through the notes today. This one, we have it. Food chain and food web. a sequence of living organisms exhibiting the transfer of food and energy, the process of eating and being eaten. So a food chain can be of 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps and 5 steps. So you may be asked to cite the examples and you may be asked, given the blanks, and you have to fill up the blanks with the appropriate tropic level. Aquatic ecosystem, aquatic food chain. Then you have difference between food chain and food web. Often the comparison or the differentiation is asked between a food chain and a food web. Sometimes the question is also asked why a food web is more stable than a food chain, because it consists of a network of food chains. So with the death of one organism doesn't mean that the whole food chain collapses of that biotic community. Interdependence between organisms. No living organisms can survive on its own. We find that all the living organisms interact among themselves as well as with the abiotic components. Ecological pyramids. So all these food chain can be represented graphically by the help of a pyramid, where the lower level will be occupied, base of the pyramid will be occupied by the producers, and the middle with the herbivores, and the topmost layer with the consumers, that is consumer of first level, second level, third level, depending upon the steps of the food chain. I had also requested students to go through the objective questions of the previous chapters that we had already completed. So here are some of the answers of the objective. So you can check your answers that you all have done. And in the next class, we shall be discussing about the objectives of the circulatory system. I hope you all have done it in your book. You don't have to do in the copy. You are required to do in the book, in your textbook. And we shall be discussing the answers in the next class. That's all. Stay home. Be safe.